Good morning, everybody. I read a blog the other day, excuse me, that talked about the 3 reasons that people don't set goals. Now, before I go into those, I want to say first that for some strange reason, a very small percentage, well, I guess we're about to find out the 3 reasons why, right? The very small percentage of us set goals. Now, I've heard a lot of different conflicting reports. Some say it's 3%, some say it's 8%. It's usually single digits of the percentage of people that set goals. Now, the percentage of people that write down and review their goals every day, that's much even lower. So that's, I think, 1%. of people write down and review their goals every day. But a very small percentage of us actually set goals. And if it's what all major achievers recommend, one of the things that they'll all say is you've got to be a good goal setter. You've got to set goals. We've heard it a million times. It's in all the books, on all the podcasts and the speeches and the motivational this and that. It's one of the few consistent things that's always being taught is goal setting, the importance of goal setting. So something that's always plagued me is if it's so important, and we all know it is, why are so few of us doing it? Why do so few people actually set goals? Okay, so I read a blog and I'm passing these 3 points along to you. I'll interject some of my own thoughts as we go, but this is what I read. First of all, the reason we don't set goals is we don't think they're important. Okay, so I kind of agree with this. I don't know that we consciously think that they're unimportant. I think we all feel like our goals are important. I think what's unimportant in this blog was that people don't think that goal setting is important. Not that their goals are not important. Of course they're important. So goal setting, they think they can do it without. They think that they can achieve their goals without setting them or writing them down and articulating them, which is not true. I mean, you may, by happenstance or by chance, stumble across some success, and it may happen to be in the direction that you're going after. I'm sure having a conscious mind set towards something really helps. And maybe there are some people that have achieved goals without ever having set them. I'm sure they're out there. But do you want to follow the system that works, or do you want to take chances on, there's a few people that have done it this way, and so I want to try that. I mean, let's go where the numbers are, right? If the majority of people set and achieve goals swear by the process of setting and achieving goals, then why not go with that? Makes sense, right? So if goal setting isn't important to you, there's something to think about. It should be. Goal setting should be important. Now, how you set your goals is entirely up to you. That's different. You don't have to do it the way I do it or anybody else. You have to do it the way that works for you. What I use is just a simple system that works for me, but everybody's wired differently. There are people out there that don't like writing their goals down every day like I do. So everybody's different. You find what works for you, but the bottom line or the principle is goal setting is important, and I hope that nobody watching this or listening to this feels like they're not important. I want you to link the importance of goal setting to your goals themselves. Are your goals important? Is it important for you to achieve what it is that you're after? Maybe you want financial freedom. Maybe you want to travel the world. Maybe it's just to break a company sales record or land a new job or whatever the case may be. Redefine your career. Whatever your goal is that important to you? Well, of course, or else it's not your goal, right? Link that to goal setting. If your goal is important, then setting goals, in other words, articulating them and writing them down, should also be important because they should be linked together. Okay, second thing is fear of failure. The second reason why people don't set goals is fear of failure, which is also pretty interesting because a lot of us go through life with fear. We're plagued with fear. And I think on the flip side of that, there's also a fear of success. What am I going to do if I achieve my goal? I mean, what if I break the company sales record? Everybody's looking at me, and now where do I go? I have to break my own record? I'm at the top. That's a hard bar to maintain. I got to maintain that. Now everybody has a new expectation. There is also a fear of success. The one common denominator is that there's fear. And fear is essentially false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. And that's exactly how it works. It's false evidence appearing. You notice those words. Fear is just a nebulous screen, and when you walk through it to the other side, you realize that was really nothing there. So it's very deceptive because it looks scary and it feels like it's going to be, but yet most of the things we worry about, I've heard once that 80% of the things that we worry about don't ever even happen. Never even happen. And another percentage of them happen, but the consequences are much smaller or less significant than we even imagine. So I think in our imaginative minds, we build up scenarios that are fabricated. They're just fantasy land, and then it creates fear because, well, what if this happens? What if I don't achieve my goal? Well, then reset your goal, stand up and keep going forward. You know, if you look at it like kind of a matter-of-fact point of view, one of the things that I really like to do in situations like that is I like to look at the worst-case scenario. What is the worst possible outcome? The worst possible outcome that could happen. And can I live with that? So let's take something. All right, so you want to break the sales record in your company. You are in sales and you've got quotas, you've got goals, your sales manager breathes down your throat, and you've got, all these quotas to make. So you put your shoulder to the grindstone and you crank out a record-breaking month. Okay, or that's the goal that you have set. You want to set a goal for a record-breaking month. And so you get into it. Boom. First day of the month, you hit the ground running. End of the first week, second week, third week, the weeks roll by. You're getting closer and you're getting closer, and you fall short of your goal. Okay, let's say your goal is 100 sales. The record is 85. So you were shooting for an increase of 15. All right, you didn't hit your goal, which is the failure part, but you did, let's say you did 80. That puts you pretty close to the record of 85. Do you really think that's so bad? So even if you set a high goal and you don't achieve it, the process of chasing after it is going to push you further than you would have had you not set the goal at all to begin with. So think about that for a minute. The process of setting a goal and going after something that stretches you and moves you and pushes you forward, that pushes you to a new limit that you wouldn't have achieved had you not set the goal in the first place. So setting the goal already does something for you, even if you fail. So it's almost like you can't fail. I mean, it's a win-win situation. I guess that's what I can say. Of course, you can fail by not achieving your goal. In that sense, it's failure. But what do you get out of it? Failure is nothing more than a learning experience. And if you're pushing yourself and you fail, you pushed yourself. So you have to look at the positive, and you have to realize that you win either way. If you set a goal and achieve it, you win. If you set a goal and you fall short, you still came ahead because you went further than you would have had you not set the goal in the first place. So you still come out ahead. In that sense, it's a win-win situation. So if you think of it that way, it kind of dissipates the failure, this nebulous screen that sits in front of you, and it's not that big of a deal anymore. You think, wow, the worst case scenario is that I come up short and I pushed myself and I grew a little and I stretched myself, but I didn't make it. Well, maybe people know, a lot of times because they're personal goals, nobody really knows but you. It's not like the world is laughing at you, throwing rocks, and you're, ridiculed, or you're slapped with a label for the rest of your life. Or that stuff's not likely to happen. So the worst that can happen, what's the worst that can happen if you don't achieve your goal? Well, usually it's just small, trivial stuff. And what you have to be okay with is, okay, I didn't set my goal. I'm going to reset, stand up, and next month I'm going to try again. That's it. I'm just going to try again. Because the only way to fail, to truly fail, is to quit. Yeah, we've all heard that, and it's so true. Okay, point number 3. Here's the third reason that people don't set goals, and that is that they don't know how. They don't know how. Which is really interesting because there's all kinds of information out there on setting goals, right? Well, I use a goal setting system called the 3x5 goal setting system, okay? And it's very simple. It's like this. I carry around these cards and I fill them out and I write down all my goals the night before when I go to bed. I set this on my dresser. When I wake up in the morning, I pick this up and it's my game plan for the day. I've got my goals on one side, my to-do list on the other. I've got 3x5. That's how that works. And then there's a little space for creativity and ideas, and there's a space for being thankful. I like it because it's really quick and easy. I can carry it around in my pocket just like this. It's always with me. When I get to work, I set it at my desk. It's in front of me. I'm constantly reminded of what my game plan is for the day and my major goals in life. That works for me. That's my system that I use. And if you want to learn more about it, you can go to 3x5goals.com and it'll all be outlined right there for you. So that's what works for me. But what works for you may not be what works for me. But not knowing how to set goals, that should not be an excuse in today's age. There are so many materials out there. And if you don't have any money, it's all free too. There's tons of free stuff. Get on YouTube, look at blogs, look at anything that people have written. It's endless on goal setting. And all you have to do is pick something. You don't have to do this. I'm not telling everybody to do this. That's just what I do and it works. And so I like talking about it. But try something, pick something, read a blog and go, I'm going to try that. Get a journal, get a planner. And if it sticks, that's your thing. If it doesn't stick, try something else. That's it. But the thing is, you've got to try. It has to show up on your radar. It has to be important to you enough that you'll actually try things. So not knowing how to set goals, there's no excuse for that because everything is so available on the internet. There's so much information out there. It's just a matter of you sitting down, having the desire and the willpower, I guess, to push yourself to just sit down, read a little bit, and then try something. So there you go. Top 3 reasons why people don't set goals and some of my thoughts and what you can do or not do about them. If you want to learn more, again, like I said, go to 3x5goals.com. Otherwise, good luck with all that. Good luck with you setting your goals. And feel free to comment below. Let me know what inhibits or keeps you from setting goals or what you've noticed out there. I'd love to hear comments, feedback, and look forward to seeing you at the top.